Hey everyone, Wanderbot here, and welcome to Hyperlight Breaker. It is the latest game by Heart Machine, developers of course of Hyperlight Drifter and Solar Ash, which I enjoyed both of those thoroughly, and I'm really curious to see how this one goes. I've been doing a little bit of practice, a little bit of like pre-grind just to get used to this game. It is an open world extraction roguelite, where you go on successive runs, grab resources, bring them back, improve the base, get gear that you can bring with you on future runs, and kind of rinse repeat until you start beating bosses and whatnot. It's got a bunch of different playable characters, but I currently can only play as this guy, because I need to find whatever this weird chunk-looking resource to unlock. I think there's only Lapis and Goro that are available characters at the moment. Everything else is currently unknown and not in the game yet, as it is still in early access. I should mention a couple of things. One, that Hyperlight Breaker is out now on Steam in early access, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. And I guess as part of that, I should say a very quick thank you to Heart Machine and Art Games for reaching out and sponsoring this video. So I don't think there's any prep I need to do. Wait, there's maybe a little bit. That's upgrade. Do I have a different weapon I can use? Because I've got the Giant's Needle. I've got a couple of different weapons, but let's go with the Solar Bolters. Attacking enemies from behind does crit damage, and paired knives, let's see, affected enemies take 2 damage and take stagger damage when moving, and then increase crit chance by 20%. That's okay. Maybe I'll go for the Soldier's Light. Unfortunately, that dagger isn't going to be very good solo, as there's not going to be a whole lot of opportunities for me to hit things from behind here, and so I don't want to... Well, I don't want to use a weapon that specializes in that when I don't think I'm going to be able to hit anything from behind. Let's see. So, format of the game is effectively you spawn in a big open world. There's a bunch of different nodes to explore. Nodes, event locations. So we've got a couple of different bosses. Each of these is unlockable by finding these diamond resources around on the map. And so this guy is unlockable at 2, 4, and then 6. However, game's hard. So I'm probably not going to do that. I think we're going to specifically... I could go see what a vendor has, but I don't actually know if I'm going to be able to do anything with that. So I think I'm going to mark this section over here and try and get these 3 weapons. Maybe go over here. I don't have a whole lot of luck with crossing gaps, though. And then head for that extraction. We'll get out with whatever resources I can gain. Let's see, what was I going to say? Easily distractible. Lots of things going on. Very shiny. Ooh, don't want to go this direction. Okay, so, yeah, you're kind of in this, like, big, honestly beautiful open world. It's very much just kind of generic terrain, but they make up for it with these kind of beautiful rune structures. There was, like, a sword stabbed in the ground over there and some other things. Like, even though it's very much, okay, I needed to be a little careful. These snails have and will wreck me. Oh... Same with that guy. There we go. Ooh, that's cool. Yeah, the snails do a really mean charge attack that knocks you into the air and does a ton of damage, and I have had nothing but bad experiences fighting them. Alright, come back here. The other thing I want to do is stay away from gaps, if I can. Specifically falling into, like, gaps and holes, and so on and so forth, like, down near that water, there's a very real possibility you will just get trapped there. I'll do some feedback at some point, because hopefully Heart Machine's gonna watch this video and at least take some feedback from me. Namely, it's very easy to get stuck in this game, which is a bit of an issue. I think we'll be fine. These guys aren't too threatening. I just have to keep my distance from them. I've got a limited amount of ammo, but it comes back kind of often. You just get battery charges from everything, so there's 46 batteries that I can just use on my gun, I think. It doesn't translate 1-to-1. This is not really a third-person shooter. Ow. I deserve that. Yeah, it's not really a third-person shooter. It does have third-person shooter elements, but unless you have the right build, you are not going to be firing the gun super duper often here. I don't know what this thing is. I don't think I've ever interacted with it. I should probably pop by and grab these healing flowers. Health and healing is extremely rare. Oh, it's a shrine. Oh, what is this? Refill medkit. Yeah, I could actually refill on heals if I really wanted to. Mixed feelings on that. You have a limited amount of medkits. It's not like an Estus flask where you can just refuel whenever you want. Whoops. Stay well away from those guys. And so I want to be somewhat conservative with my medkits. I should use them, but you get plenty of healing, kind of, sort of. There we go. Not you. The shielder is a right jerk. If I can hit it, there it goes. Whoop. Don't be there. Grab the health. Stay away from everything. And yeah, we just got a extra enemy wave. Yeah, so despite the fact that it is, of course, open world and has like a lot of things for you to do, there is a little bit of that like risk of rain difficulty. Ow, 22 damage from one of these things. There's a little bit of that risk of rain difficulty escalation. Compact rails gain extra damage. Rail does extra damage per bright blood in the cache. This is actually very good. Let's see. Voluming, rail shot increases damage over time. Yeah, let's go for that one. I don't actually know what happens to the perks that I don't use. Okay, but yeah, when I talk about stuff like getting stuck often, you know, here's a spot where the character probably could, like, lift a foot, but instead they get kind of stuck in that corner. That's something that I actually do think is a serious problem with this game. Not in such a way that it's, like, gonna hold the experience back, but is something that I desperately hope they fix. Or improve in some way, just so the character is not liable to get stuck on any and every ledge. Especially because the enemies don't. They will just power straight through any level of, like, terrain interactions, and that can get kind of tricky. Because effectively you're fighting in completely different environments. Hello. I've never messed with this guy before. So he sells weapons, it looks like. It doesn't look like he sells particularly good ones. However, he sells them cheaper than average. Do I have an amp? I don't have an amp. Let's buy this. Frag grenade. So I can just chuck a grenade out and it'll hurt some enemies. Okay, so where am I going? Oh. I have to actually pick it up. Uh-oh. Oh, there it is. Yeah, so I could also throw it in my cache and just keep it. You don't lose resources on death. You lose durability for the things you have equipped, though. So it is kind of a trade-off. Okay, I guess we're just going over there to the right. I want to look for as many healing flowers as I can, because I am not doing too hot health-wise. Yeah, I could use that healing, but I want to stinge that as hard as I can. Okay, bunch of enemies there. Bunch of enemies on top of this fort. But I'm pretty sure this fort is what I'm looking for. Let's see, do I have any healing flowers around the base? There's one. Does mean I'm going to have to fight these guys, but maybe that's okay. Ow. Well, I think I'll just have to use a medkit. Maybe. Come out to here to heal, and I think I end up taking more net damage. Oops. Alright. Let's see if I can get in here. And yeah, I will use this. That's fun. Yeah, I think every time it hits one of those escalation lines. Whoops. Oh, that grenade does great work. Okay, and then there's the big man. Nope, multiple big man. I was not expecting that. Shoot. Alright, so this is going to be tricky. I think these are guys from the fort. There they go. Oh, and they have if a shielder in the mix too. And I have no more battery. This is going swimmingly. Okay, so that didn't work. Was I full health and I went straight to dead? I think I did. Okay, so we get to keep all of the materials we collected, but as you notice, all of the perks, the holobites that I have, as well as the gear and equipment, they lose 1 pip of durability. The rarer the item, the more durability it has, so you can actually get at least a couple runs out of them, even the rarest ones, but does mean that you will lose them normally. Maybe there's some way of repairing them later on, but currently we don't have that capacity. So after losing, you go back to kind of the home base hub, and you can buy, sell, do whatever. I haven't gotten far enough in this to really utilize much. It's an expensive spear, but yeah, nice part is it seems like the higher rarity stuff. Oh no, this is only 3 out of 5. So there is higher rarity things. I might as well grab that spear. It's got 3 durability and is going to hit like a truck. So I think we want that. Let's see, what else do we have? Flash Step increases crit chance by 25%. That's pretty good. Heavy Armor is very good. Oh, purple is better. And inventory refreshes in 2 runs. So if I could actually get enough resources, I could potentially buy the Heavy Armor. But even then, the reduced dash speed and dash distance is tough. Also comes with that extra perk. So Flash Step does more damage to stagger. Killed enemies drop more bright blood. And killing shots have a chance to completely refill the battery, which actually would be good. It's not as high as I'd like it to be. And these are pretty basic. Okay. So I've stored at least enough gear. Oh, right. We got to talk to this character. So after X number of loops, if you notice it, I had like a res 0 out of 4. After X amount of loops... Oh, I should have actually saved that. Because at the end of the loop, you get extra stuff based on how much bright blood you've banked. But yeah, so at the end of every loop, you wipe the map clean, get a fresh new map, but you also get some meta progression resources to spend on characters. Let's go to this one first. So these are character upgrades. They are permanent bonuses. Tier 2, what do these give me? Perfect parries now reflect projectiles back at enemies. I like that, except for the fact that I'm extremely bad. I'm extremely bad at the parry. So extra vault space, that's okay. Flash steps do more damage. Start cycles with a key, that actually would be helpful. More medkit capacity. More damage with gear for every piece of gear with the same status effect. Let's see, chance to find rare equipment by 5%. So that's actually extremely good. And then one of these is locked. The only immediate problem is getting down here is going to be probably a nightmare. Oh, because I'm going to have to spend cores to get down here. Got it. Well, do I? Currently I'm not using slots. Let's use these rations on other characters. Because yeah, the rare equipment would be great, but I think I do want to get gear upgrading. Let's see, one random item is 10% off. Well, that's not helpful. So what about gear upgrading? Because I haven't messed with that. So I could upgrade it, but I don't have the cash. We could sell some things. So let's get rid of this frag grenade that I picked up. Let's see, anything else that I could get rid of? Yeah, I'll get rid of plasma powered. I don't think I care too deeply about that. I prefer to sell things when they're about to break, but I want to see what happens when I upgrade one of these. 5 to 6, 5 to 7. Okay, so upgrading is really not worth it. It's a good resource dump once you're good to go, but beyond that, probably not worth it. So all gear is 10% cheaper. Sure. Yeah, that light armor. Armor. Oh yeah, this would be something I'd want to hold on to. Or pick up. Yeah, convert amp damage to battery. Actually is quite good as well, but that's fine. So let's ready up. So you can actually play this multiplayer. I don't actually remember how many player slots there are. I want to say it's at least, well, I know it's at least 3. I just don't know if it gets up to 4. Psychom perks. It might be related to this character. And do we want a gun? Yeah, let's go for the compact gun. We do have root hash hack. Yeah, I'll grab it. And some light armor. Let's just go as hard as we can with what we've got. Do I want to bring the gun perk with me? I do and I don't. But I also don't think I can unequip it. That's fine, I'll take the extra gun damage. Oh, all my metagems went away. Huh. That's unfortunate. I was really hoping I could build up a bank of those, but they might get wiped with every loop. But that's okay. It's interesting seeing extraction roguelikes becoming kind of the norm. Okay, so this is just showing me where all the bosses are. At some point I will try and fight a boss, but they are actually hard. As in, I got one shot by one last time, though admittedly some of that is just bomb drones activated. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. Flicker Shadow. Yeah, let's go with quarter second of invincibility on dash. That is actually going to be extremely helpful. One of the reasons why I like this spear is it has these little summoned bombs that will float around and hit the nearest enemy. That's on a pretty short cooldown too, so you can use it to hit and run. Okay, get the shrine. Oh, right. Do I have to activate the shrine? I have no idea. You can use those to, I think, spawn? Like, when you spawn back into the map, I think you can spawn at those shrines. Okay, these guys have noticed me. And I've immediately taken damage. I don't like the fact that the enemies with ranged attacks have homing. I'd rather them lead their shots than have homing. Flash step reflects projectiles, that's going to be helpful. Let's see. At least there's a bunch of really good things nearby, and why are we getting attacked already? Game has 0 chill. At least I do a boatload of damage. Yeah, having one of those rare weapons is very good. Ooh, this is a purple, I think? No, never mind. It just looked purple. Get some more materials. So where's the... Where the heck is the... Oh, it's just here. Alright. So that's one of the key prisms that unlock boss fights. So if I can find more of those, we can just waltz into the next one. Let's see, where are we going? Could grab some amps. Looks like this whole area is kind of just locked off, so sure. I'll grab what I can. I swear that's scaling up way too quickly. Where are ya? There we go. Rude dudes chuck grenades and I don't want to deal with it. Nope. Yeah, do a flash step. Grab the ammo. Well, I'm doing a lot better. I think part of it is just being slightly aggressive comboed with... Shoot. The thing I need is on top of this, but this is currently locked, and I do not know where to get keys from. So, I guess that's right out. At least for the moment. Maybe we'll get lucky and just find one while we're out and about. But I get the distinct feeling I might have to take out a boss to do it. Okay. Oh, okay. We have options. There's a slime. Don't get hit from behind. There we go. Scoot around. Yeah, the one thing I don't like about the spear is you get locked into a long animation at the end of your combo, which I'm not the happiest about. Ooh. Skip that for a second. Yeah, just don't want him to hit me. Do we want this? Earn more bright blood for each damage gauge tier. Go for that. And see what we can get from this. Okay, Berserker's Exoskeleton or Shatter Gauntlet. But, okay, aim a punch. Yeah, but let's throw that in the cache. I've currently got the Resurrect an Ally zombie thing. And there's our key. And there's some random enemies. Where are you at? Oh, it's him. Actually, this is good, though. Because if he counts as the last enemy I killed, I don't think I'm going to be able to get to that island. There we go. If he counts as the last enemy killed, I wonder if I can use that memory chip. Oops. Well, no, he no longer counts as that way. Shoot. It's fine. Let's go open that one door. See what I can do about it. Oh. Well, that's rude. So those orange fields, I think just mean radiation. Okay, lucked out on that one. Effectively, cannot be in there without taking some damage. Consecutive melee combo hits or compact rails gain extra damage. Yeah, I think I'm just going to go around. Because I don't want to mess with that. Oh, but that's the one that required the key. Yuck. Alright, whatever. We'll just deal with these guys and then probably look into getting out of here. What? I have no idea what hit me. Probably one of the bats. There we go. Yeah, love-hate relationship with the final spear hit, because you get locked into a long animation, but it is very strong. So 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. Okay, we get a core. It's important progression. Everything else is good. Let's take a look. Did this get worse? It did. Yeah, so let's go clear out this area, grab one more gun. And then probably look into extracting. Because the longer I'm here, the harder this is going to be. I'm like, I can go into those damage areas. It's fairly permissive how long you can be in there. But even then, I don't know, it just doesn't strike me as worthwhile. Okay, so take a look at the map. Where are we? Where are we going? Most of these are locked off. Extraction? What? Extraction's out in the middle of the ocean. I don't know. We will see. But yeah, here's what it looks like. It just says warning and it ticks up slowly. Like, if you really need to get in there, you can, but it's generally better to just leave. At least from my experience. Okay, see some heals. Kill those guys. We're good. Perfect. So what's this? Parry recovers additional red HP. I didn't realize we had more enemies. The problem is I don't parry. I guess we can do that. At least for now. I can mess around with the parry system just to show it off, but... Ooh. I actually might mean something's hunting me. Well... The problem is the dude hunting me is a man with a gun and a bunch of landmines. Stay away from those. Yeah, unfortunately, unless I can get him to actually get out of these trees or follow me, he's just going to be a giant nightmare. Alright, bye. At least I can get some battery charges. If he keeps following me, I'll make it work. Engineer. I think he's kind of given up on me, which is good. I didn't want to fight him there anyway. Oh no. Is this a radiation zone here too? Yep. Okay. Let me take a look. Oh, he is following me, slowly. Excuse me. Oh, there he is. Okay. Yeah, I just don't think I do enough damage. Like, maybe I can do it. No, I can do it. I just have to be very careful. Ow. Where'd you come from? Go away. Yeah, the main problem is this guy really likes to hang out. Oh, that's a bad camera angle. I don't know why it would do that. Grab that health. Come on, stop shooting at me. The problem is I can't reach him if he's going to be doing this. Like, the best thing I can do is wait for him to lose interest. And then decide to come at me in melee. Where are you at? I mean, otherwise, I can try and just guts him. Yeah, because it's... when he's shooting at me, I don't have a good chance here. But I can generate a whole bunch of bomb drones. Bomb drones activated. Got him. Okay, send that weapon to the cache. And then we grab some health. And then we kindly peace out. Why is this here? I mean, it's reachable, but not easily. At least this gives me a little bit of health. A little bit. Not enough. But at least the extraction fights are, like, weirdly easy compared to what I thought they would be. Okay, stay away from the chargers. Ow. Stay away from him, and we are good. Ow, not good. That not... Oh. Okay, so the root hack node doesn't do what I think it does. What it does is it creates a field that resurrects anything that I kill in it, rather than just doing a, like, one-off zombie. Good to know. And one of the other small complaints about this game is unlocking other characters costs resources that I don't have access to. Like, there's whatever the chunk item is required to unlock those 2 other characters, I don't have and have not found yet. So I assume you have to get it from killing a boss. Only reason why that's a complaint is specifically I wanted to play this with my wife for like a co-op video. And apart from the fact that it legitimately would strain her hand as well. We're both artists with RSI issues. Okay, where are we? Where are we going? I mean, I could try and fight a boss. I haven't done so up until now. We've cleared this place out pretty well. The other thing is I could strip down to my skivvies. And just die a couple of times and reset the map to get some more loot. I could do that, but I don't think I need to. Oh, well, this is not helpful. I was really hoping that boost pad would get me up to the top of that cliff. It's fine. It's not that big of a deal. Let's start with this. Get him, Golem buddy. Oh, boy. He doesn't do that much damage. But I like him. Okay, don't have enough juice. I think this might give me enough. No. That just gave me materials. Do we want to try and fight a boss? Let's go get the gun first. Or fight these guys. Wow, I do a lot of damage. I think the big thing that really determines your success rate on this game is the rarity of the weapon you're rolling with. And armor. Like, both of those are extremely valuable. Alright, snag this real quick. Get a core. I like those. Alright. Was I gonna go get the gun? Yeah, let's go get the gun. I'd get that golem out. Huh, my golem is currently not visible for some reason. I'm not going to question it. Alright. Get a treasure chest. Get whatever that is. Oh, we got another key somewhere along the way. Pop this open. Throw that in the cache. Unfortunately, yeah, it is a lot of basic gear, but the more basic gear I have, the more stuff I can liquidate for resources and meta progression. Which seems very worthwhile. Okay. I'm feeling pretty good about maybe fighting a boss. I've got a summon I do a decent amount of damage. I'm full health and have a lot. Oh, come on. Don't. There we go. It does feel like the bad events proc maybe a little too often. I almost kind of wish they were harder, but more sparing. Okay, that's a proper Souls boss looking thing. Two can play. Oh, damn. Ow. Golem's up. Not sure if my golem's actually going to be that good, but that's okay. As long as it distracts Wolf Among Us at least a little bit. One thing I am also noticing as a bit of an issue is that I lose my lock-on really easily. Okay, so that's a double dash. Ow. Whoop. What? What? Was not banking on these things. Wow. Okay. Boss fights are hard. And now we lose some things. Good stuff, too. But is what it is. Okay, we're gonna cut ahead a little bit after that loss. This is... I tried one more fight against that boss, got my butt kicked, and... Ooh. Higher your Hollow Bite rarity and each slot more damage you do. Oh, maybe this doesn't kick in until we actually start the run. I was wondering about that. Do I have a different gun? No, because this one isn't very good. But I don't really use guns on this one, so maybe I'm fine. We will see. Let's see. So what was I going to say and do and things? I don't know. It's one of those where I really like where this game is going, but it's not quite there yet. And so I think that's infecting my commentary a little bit because there's so many different things that I could kind of lean on a criticism level of like, oh, this could be just a little bit better. This could be improved. So like one of the things I've definitely thought about, oh boy, where are we and what are we doing? Oh, somebody's shooting at me immediately. Okay, never mind. I was going to look at the map for a hot second, but not safe to do so. I really like the dual claws. I think those are actually... What? What was that? Oh, it's this. There's another enemy group. Oh, what? Alright, well, this isn't going to pan out particularly well for me. Immediately launching into a run and getting wrecked. But that's okay. I do a ton of damage. Where'd they go? Okay, they're just stuck here. Ain't gonna question that. Alright, stay away. So you might have noticed just like a little bit of a flicker. There's an enemy drop here on the ground. I just have a couple of small, like, bugbears that this is setting off. One is the UI really likes to get in the way. So in that case, you know, an item dropped in the middle of combat. And then it's just, you know, taking up a portion of screen. I think if you're in combat, items just should not be lootable, probably. If only because there's no way to safely have items being lootable, especially if you have to press and hold the, like, pickup button. I guess the idea is that, like, oh, you press the, it's kind of like a risk-reward thing of, like, well, if you can get in there and grab the item and go before it, you know, becomes too what? Oh, I forgot these dogs have a ranged attack. God. I immediately just get, like, 10 times worse. I came down here for just, like, this health plant, and then lost more health than I gained. Well, we do actually have a weapon here that I can grab. I tried coming through here earlier, just as it dropped one of those, like, radioactive fields on me, so I had to depart and not stick around. Gosh, why is this area so busy? Oh, and then we also have a bunch of these slimes here. But yeah, having the UI pop up just in the middle. Oh, what? Excuse me. Excuse me. Having the UI, oh gosh, okay, this is not where I want to be. I also don't want to be stuck on that thing. Having UI pop up in the middle of combat is rough, especially when it takes up a huge amount of space. Same thing with the, like, the difficulty scaling. So you might notice every once in a while it'll do, like, a, okay. Whew. I'm gonna have to leave immediately. I was gonna do more things, but this went bad. The fact that two enemy groups can just randomly converge on you just because you walked between them both is a little rough too. But yeah, big UI pop-up in the middle of combat is rough, mainly from the perspective of, surprise, now you can't see what you're doing. And that's bad because you take so much damage in this game, and it is very difficult to get it back. Like, I think I'm actually just gonna use the healing syringe to give me just a little bit of comfort zone here. Like, I like the fact that there is this big warning here, but considering the anything below my character model is functionally nothing, like, very few enemies are going to be taking up that space, nor am I going to be paying attention to most things that close to the screen. And so, functionally, as far as, like, if I could actually sit down and like, draw this out. Maybe I could. Okay. I think we actually avoided that damage. Even though I, like, bumped into it, I have a short window of iframes whenever I dash, which is very funny, because, yeah, you can still get stuck running into an enemy. There we go. But still have iframes, because, oops. Though, I really don't like the idea of, I dashed into an enemy, I'm temporarily stunned. I think maybe part of this comes from, I'm a big dodge roll kind of guy. Well, okay. When I played Dark Souls 1 and 2, I was a blocking kind of guy. But after certain points, From Software said, hey, blocking is too easy. We're going to make it so a lot of enemies have big unblockable attacks that you just cannot block. They're too big and heavy. And if you are going for, like, a heavy build, you're going to be kind of punished for using this, like, big heavy armor and big heavy shield. You need to dodge roll because that's much safer. You can reliably get out of attacks. Just manage your stamina. But I think somewhere along the way they also kind of realized that, well, now everybody's just dodge rolling. We need to make it more complicated. Let's make it so you have to start jumping over attacks too. And I think that's fun, you know, it forces players to not just press the same button every single time. What the hell? There's a dude on the rafters. I think that's fun from a, like, player gameplay perspective of... I don't even know why I'm fighting these things. I mean, small amounts of rewards, really. Mostly they're just in my way. As we head all the way across the map, just to get that exit. I'll try again in a moment. I'm like, I could try and fight a boss, but without a health item, that seems impractical. Maybe if I can get up to full health. Because you can go to a shrine, and ooh, I could go to a shrine and get a healing item back. I'm not the most keen on it. If only because it feels like the start of this run's cursed right from the get-go, but you never know. But so yeah, From Software went from, like, you can block and roll, to you can roll, to, well, you can block and roll, to you can block, roll, and parry. I don't actually know how good parries were in Dark Souls 1. I never bothered, and I don't know anybody that, like, went through the game parrying too hard. But by the time you got up to Dark Souls 3, pretty much you were incentivized to roll and parry. And parrying was fairly strong from what I remember. Elden Ring comes out and says, hey, jumping now is necessary. It's a second type of dodge. So yeah, I could refill my medkit. We're right next to the boss shrine. What is it? Oh, it's the wolf again, if I want to give that another shot. Maybe I do. 5 cripes, never mind. It's not worth it. If coming from the base, it's a 3-to-1 ratio. Here, being a 5-to-1, it's not worth it. I'd rather just go back, because meta gems are actually weirdly hard to come by. And so for, yeah, Elden Ring, it's dodge, parry, and jump. And mostly, oh boy, that was a mistake. It's fine. And for the most part, you really just kind of want to focus on dodge rolls and parries. I really don't see a whole lot of people using parries even in speedruns. I don't know, maybe they're unreliable. I don't know, I've never liked parrying. And so this one has leaned really hard into the parrying, I think. It's hard to tell exactly, because parrying in this gets you your red health back, which is extremely helpful, because, you know, you take a hit, you parry the next attack. There we go. I really like these claws for those landmines, they're extremely strong. And yeah, if you can get the parry off, you just don't take any damage. Dodging, on the other hand, doesn't have natural iframes. You have to upgrade those. Okay, there we go. And we just have to take this guy out. And then it's lizard. What? Even... Huh. Yeah, so I tried parrying that one, and I'm not sure what missed on that. Because I've definitely had the whole parry shield out, and an enemy still hits me through it. I can't figure that out, is the problem. But it's still supposedly the best, because if you can pull the parry off, not only do you block all damage, but you also heal a smidge, based on whatever red health you have. I said I'm actually getting enough med gems that I could start buying them. I don't know. But I do find the parries really hard to pull off, and maybe that's just a me thing. Flash step, flex projectile. Wait, no, we actually do want that for this boss fight. What do we have equipped? Because that's a question. So dash invincibility, and it lasts longer. We want those. Extra damage, reduce health, that's fine. The only question is Hollow Bite, or the rarity chip, I think is still good for what I'm trying to do. None of those speak to me. The only other question is there a better gun? Not really. I'm looking for a good purple. Widespread and a diamond pattern. Close for medium range engagements. Yeah, attack plus 1.3. Nah, I think I'm good to go. Do I have any chips? I have at least one core. Looks like increasing my max health does not actually cost too much. I could also raise my armor by a little bit. Batteries for ammo. Strike, I think, is for damage. I don't know blast. And stamina's for, like, dodge and things. Crit chance, crit damage. And ops. I have no idea what ops is. Alternatively, wait, no. I don't have any of the rations, so I can't buy tank. Yeah, so do I want to spend some of my cores to give myself a boost here? I think so. Because we're going to need it. I don't actually know what strike damage does either. Because does that determine how much damage I do or how much stun I do? I have a lot of med gems, actually. So maybe I could be a little bit more spendy if I want to. We're going to go get to that boss, though. If I can safely make it there without taking too much damage is the rough part. And so I find myself a little lost. It's not, like, strictly bad. I've definitely learned how to manage it. Okay, good. I'm right next to the boss. Let's give this wolf guy another crack. I've got enough gear banked. I'll talk about that a little bit, win or lose on this one. Because part of the reason why I jumped ahead is because I lost all of my good gear trying to fight the boss, and that was a mistake, because then I had nothing to go farm with, and actually exploring the world kind of sucks when you're just running around with a base tier gear. You just get wrecked. Okay. But yeah, so I don't quite know if you're supposed to parry, if you're supposed to dodge, because it feels like you're not supposed to dodge, but it feels like, especially in group settings, you have to dodge, but then you bounce off of enemies or don't have iframes. I don't know. I'm a little stuck with that. It's something I'm probably going to waffle on and have slight issues with. I parried that. I didn't know I could. Okay. Nope. Ow. Time for health. Get rid of the dogs. Take as little damage as possible. Okay. Ah. Do or die. Got him. Huh. Okay, so there's the core, and we get a bunch of random stuff, including useful things. For every point of stamina, deal extra damage. I mean, that's good. On kill, gain extra damage, gain an extra stamina pip. And we get a gun, if I can select it. I'm going to cache it. I think I'm going to get rid of flash step reflex projectiles. I just don't use that. I don't know if I want this one. I mean, the extra stamina pip wouldn't be bad. The main problem is just I'd have to get rid of, frankly, the Holobite I just picked up. Because one of these gives me just flat damage bonuses. Yeah, currently 70%. Currently, no idea. I don't know if points of stamina are just those 2 bars or if it's a lot more than that. But I want that dash invincibility for like a third of a second. And I definitely want double damage. If there were more Holobite slots, I'd take more of these. Or if you could, like, temporarily keep more for a run. So it's like, here's your starting loadout. And then any other Holobite you pick up, you can just kind of add to the mix. So you snowball a bunch over the course of a run, but the moment you go back to base, you have to sell back down to 5. I think that wouldn't be a bad system. I think it would let some players snowball maybe too hard, but it would still not be a bad idea. And oh, we're just back out here, and I have no healing. Well, I guess let's go find... I don't know why that's locked off. I don't think there's a reason to go in there. Oh. I beat the boss, though. I actually feel very good about that. Ooh, I don't feel good about where I'm standing with all these enemies near me and how much hoverboard I have left. Because that actually does have, like, a limitation, and that's not great. At least my damage is rude. What? Oh. That's something to be concerned about. You could have waited. Group of massive group of enemies and spawn pattern and whatnot. Okay, at least my gun is charged. Boop, boop, boop. Just keep avoiding them. I got plenty of landmines, and I can kind of run away. Okay, I kind of have plenty of landmines. Boop. But yeah, if I kill the big flyer, I get a bunch of health. Or I die. I want to kill the shotgunner. If I can manage it. Feels like a number of these are actually, like, the harder recolor unit types. More than the regular ones. Is it just me or are they not depleting? Was there another unit group that spawned here? Probably. Okay, get some more ammo. This gun really doesn't do any damage. Ho 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 ho. At least this bat has, like, no HP. Got it. Yeah, the reason why I want to kill those... Did I just get another enemy group spawning in on me? I did. Well, it's okay. At least I do boatloads of damage. Ow, never mind. Oh. That's why. The reason why we have so many units spawning on me is because I pissed the boss off. Crown gate is open. But I'm not here for that. I did not notice that we were at maximum, challenge? Maximum, boss anger. So yeah, we very much have to head for the exit. That's okay. I can work with that. There we go. I gotta make sure I don't do the dash right next to the water, because I will dash into the water before I hop on my hoverboard. Which is a little messy. That's okay. Did those guys just land in the water? I hope so. I hope they immediately went into the drink, because that would be very funny. Okay. Oh, you gotta be kidding me. I didn't know that could happen. It makes sense that... Ow. Did an enemy unit spawn in directly next to me before they had actually fully materialized and I bounced off of them? I think that's exactly what happened there. It's why I'm complaining a little bit about the dodge roll. I don't want to gripe too much. It's just one of those where it's like, I don't quite know... Ow. What? I don't quite know the optimum play on this one. And maybe if I just watched the developers play for a while, I think I'd have a better idea of like how to specifically dodge and parry and move around. But the like exact optimum way to avoid damage isn't immediately apparent. Beyond just get very good and memorize every pattern. And I mean, that's... A lot of games are that way, that you like really do have to put a bunch of time and energy into mastering them. And improving your flow and getting really good. And if this game was easier, I think I would have more specific fun at the moment. But I also recognize that I'd be done with it already. Like, if dodging was more powerful or parrying was stronger, like... I was actually thinking about if the dodging and parrying system was more like Batman, like the Batman Arkham games. Would I actually have an easier or more fun time with this? And I think the answer is yes. But I also would probably just run out of things to do. You know, I beat every boss, max out my gear, finish the game within a couple hours, and because that player skill cap, I don't want to say is necessarily lower, but the threshold to be good enough to be able to beat the game is lower, then it's much easier to clear content, get bored, and never come back. And that is a very fine line that you have to kind of balance when designing one of these games. Okay, so I can't do that one yet. We do actually have a couple of cores I could go for if I want to, but I think let's just go see this boss and see if I can beat him sight unseen rather than anything else. I've got a pretty good boss killer build. My stats are good, everything's looking fine. I guess I could have bought another character. Well, I guess win or lose I can go buy that character and go take a look at that. But I'd very much, one way or another, love to see the parrying system expanded so it's a little bit more friendly or a little bit more reactive or proactive, maybe? Maybe even to the point where certain characters have separate parry systems. So, like, one character is a pure reactive parry. Just as you get hit, you hit the parry button, and you just block all damage. Wow, I didn't just go into the drink there. Weird. I'm actually not sure if I'm going to be able to scale this. Earlier I was talking about beware going into the water, because sometimes you can't get out. And sometimes that's, yeah, like right here. Maybe I can get up, but I wish that there was like a slight climb effect, because yeah, I don't think I can actually get up this. Nope. It's okay, there's other routes around. It's not like I'm in too much danger. And it looks like the danger meter doesn't go up if I'm just traversing, which is appreciated. One of these has got to be safe for me to scale. But yeah, you could have like one character that has a much more reactive parry, one that's like a little bit more of a mid-range, and then one character is like, oh, I see an enemy's winding up a hit. Let's shoot him in the face. And there was not a whole lot of warning on that one. You know, this enemy's charging up a hit, shoot him in the face, knock him down. And frankly, if the rail system actually worked like that, like if the guns were a little bit more of the Bloodborne parry system, I think I'd like them even more, because currently the rails feel like you don't have enough ammo, and also don't feel like they do enough damage to really make speccing into them worthwhile, but maybe that's just a me thing. I'm out of range. I think I'm out of range? Or this... Okay, yeah, I was just out of range. Huh. Didn't take damage from that. Weird. What's up with this guy? Okay. Well, I was gonna go fight a boss, but then I met him. Is it because I killed a boss, the overall, like, enemy rarity has jumped dramatically? That could be the case. That'd be a really interesting system. Kill boss, get better, like, everything gets harder, but the loot gets better too. Because then I would actually care a little bit more about beating bosses. So I could get better loot. Currently, the best way for me to get good loot is mostly just by waiting for it to show up in the shop. Okay, how much? Not much HP. What's up? It's up there. Okay, that I can work with that. Mostly I can ignore that. Nice to see that the enemies are just as stuck in the environment as I am. Okay, as long as none of them are going for me directly, I have nothing to fear. What? Okay, get some health back. Use this. Go here, refill medkit. Sure, I'll buy it. And that's the boss up there, so yeah, let's just go pay him a visit. Visit and see what we got. Unfortunately, because I've already found every single bit of loot on the map already, for the most part, there's not really a whole lot of reason for me to explore. So either I die at this point and reset the cycle, or I strip naked and die and reset the cycle. So might as well fight another boss, see what it gives me, or doesn't give me, and then we'll go from there. And part of the other reason why I want a little bit more of a forgiving system is that I mentioned this, I think, earlier in the video, that I have RSI issues, that I experienced a fair bit of hand strain, and between playing this and kind of gathering loot between bits that I've recorded, like, obviously I've been cutting the video and jumping ahead a bunch, between all of that, my... Ow, frick. Whoa. What? He hits you with his tail? Okay, well, I have no other healing. What? I am so hosed. And the problem is, I'm not going to see this guy again for a while. Okay, well, it's fine. We've died. I am free. No. God, and losing all those durability charges is rough. This is a very good build, and it's a shame to see it tick down. So where was I? Oh, right, the hand strain bit. Yeah, my hand hurts. And I recognize that, like, that just means that after a certain point, I'm just kind of aging out and is not going to be able to play Hyper Light Breaker or games of this caliber after a certain point. And that's fine, but it's a little weird as, like, a 34-year-old that, like, I'm getting to the point where, hey, this is like a big mass market game, and it becomes unavailable to me because it is literally too hard. And, like, there's some amount of get good for that, but get good... gosh, I have so much trouble with get good as a phrase. Ooh, actually, we want to buy this. I'd like a higher rarity version of the Vulcan drone, but being able to... Let's check the other one just in case, because they're about to take some amount of my bright blood. See if there's anything good. Nope, don't have enough chips for it. It's fine. Create a new world. So how many ration packs do I get? Oh, and I had no spare cores. But I did get a bunch of rank. Which I actually don't know how I was getting ranks from anything. Still, that's a heck of a lot of ration packs. But yeah, and some amount of this is just because, you know, I do art and gaming and a lot of other stuff that constantly puts my hand under strain. So, like, a lot of people won't have these issues yet. That, you know, some amount of it is just very much a me problem and, like, a certain subset of gamers problem. So blades in your default loadout start with 1 affix. So that makes base blade slightly better. I'm going to need more cores if I want to get that one. Perfect parries now reflect projectiles back to their source. So that actually could be extremely good for that boss fight. Oh, but it requires 3 golden rations. Ouch. Probably worth it, but it still feels like maybe going for... Ooh. Burn. Yeah, I'm going to snag that, especially because it's on discount. Because otherwise I can get gear upgrades, gear slots, gears cheaper. I want to see what the gear slot looks like. It requires 4. Oh, all gear, 10% cheaper. I wonder if that applies to other characters. Maybe. Okay, unlocked gear upgrading. Oh, for upgrading guns, probably. Random item, gear upgrades, gear slots. So, oh, alternatively, gear slots is for them, not me. Well, let's go back to the tree at the very least. I think I want to grab the deflector. Because I can install that one. It's very good, if only because that last boss, there's quite a number of those projectiles that I could have maybe parried. Oh, but maybe not. Because when it's mass firing at you, I don't know if a perfect parry would even work. I'm assuming you parry the first one, then get shot by all the subsequent ones. I don't know. On the plus side, I can now unlock a new character. So I could grab Lapis, who... I don't know what she's... Yeah, it says difficulty 1 star. I'm quite curious to see the differences there. And then Goro. Let's unlock Goro, see if they actually have anything different about them. They do. So we have a different drone. So we have Astrologer. Expanding battery decreases blade skill cooldowns, and next rail shot deals crit hit every time 20% of the battery is expanded. So it's okay. So more of kind of a sniper-y character. Higher battery, lower health and damage, kind of, sort of. Almost no crit. So, frankly, probably better that I just play a Psycom instead. One thing I was going to say, I think I did say this earlier, but I'm going to repeat it anyway. I really wish the first 2 characters were unlocked just to give you a little bit of options, and because there are ladies who want to play this game, and forcing them to have to kill a boss before they can play as a lady, I don't know, that just feels weird to me. Feels very much like, I guess especially if I'm going to be playing with friends, maybe I'm going to be able to clear bosses much faster in a group. But, boy, that first session playing together would be like, it's me, and also me, but played by somebody else. And it feels like maybe giving players the ability to choose between the 3 characters wouldn't be a bad idea, at the very least. Like, hey, do you want to play Lapis, Goro, or this guy? What is his name? I don't know, I never checked. Psycom, there we go. I think? No, Vermilion. Psycom is the thing on the left. But yeah, giving players kind of the choice between the 3 of them would at least make it so that you're not just all playing the same characters on a multiplayer basis, and would let ladies be ladies from the get-go, as opposed to having to grind tax femininity, which is weird for me to say, but I don't know, it just feels like a somewhat valid criticism. that my wife was like, nah, I don't really want to play as Vermilion. I was like, yeah, I get that. The other one I would say was I'd love to see a training thing. Maybe, I don't know, the fact that I got to that boss, I don't even know if I hit the boss. And it's going to take me probably at least another hour or two before I fight him again. And that's a little rough purely from the perspective of I'm always going to be rusty going into that boss fight, and it is always going to kick my butt. But this is an early access game. I very much need to stress that. So many of these small criticisms and bugbear issues that I have are likely going to go away over the course of like the next couple of weeks or months as the game gets updates and fixes and improvements and whatnot. And I do have to say, like, it plays like butter. There's no hangups, no weird loading issues. You know, the only real, like, specific game-breaking thing that ruins the experience is getting stuck in corners. Like, my character absolutely should be able to step up this, and I really hope that gets adjusted sooner than later. If only because, yeah, you can just get stuck. Enemies can, too. I actually killed a mid-boss between fights because I got them stuck between two trees, and I just hit and ran until they died, and it was very convenient for me, but also kind of cheatsy. And so I think some pathing and collision and not having to worry about stepping up on curbs, small gaps, and other like little blockages here would really help the game feel. And then also maybe just taking a look at the parry and dodge system to make it either a little bit more forgiving, or maybe adding some accessibility options for like, I really cannot pull off this parry system 90% of the time. Maybe give me a bigger window or let me adjust it one direction or another. Stuff like that would go a very long way at making the game feel better, at least on my end. But who knows, maybe the more hardcore crowd is going to be able to pick this game up and have zero problems whatsoever. And those are very much the audience members that are being catered to. But me with my old man hands, I have like just those couple of things that I'd love to see fixed. But beyond that, like, I love the visuals, I love the music, I love the weapon variety. I was very much taken aback at how many different weapons there were and how many different effects too. The spear with its homing bombs, the dual blades with the landmines, the sword with the kind of cross shots. And I didn't really mess with heavy weapons because, boy, if I can't pull off dodges, I certainly cannot pull off a dodge after doing a heavy hit. You know, I use them a little bit and I get crushed. And so it's one of those where I love the idea of the heavy weapons. And I love that they are there, even if I don't use them much. And the weapons too, like the guns too. Like, there's a lot of options to play with. And I sincerely hope to see the armory double or even triple over the course of this game's development, as well as the map variety a little bit. And bosses, because I think currently there's maybe just kind of the same 3 bosses every time. Oh no, I don't want to start a run because then I'd have to leave it in the middle of the video or continue until I exit. But this is definitely the kind of game I want to keep my eye on, as extraction roguelikes have so much potential. I think it's just a matter of figuring out how to manage them, figuring out how to balance them properly and kind of mix and match the risk-reward gameplay, boss fights that have to be challenging and interesting enough, but then also recognizing that, you know, you're not going to be encountering them that often. And then, obviously in this case, the degradation of loot. I like the fact that they have durability that ticks down. Some part of me wishes you could spend oodles of money to repair things, because there's certain builds that I'd love to be able to keep around for taking out bosses, and losing them more or less means that I then have to go on a grind loop until I get them again, rather than just making do without, because the bosses are hard enough as it is, and I need all the help I can get. At least until I get, like, stupid good at pairing all of them and their various patterns and whatnot. But as a casual player, that's a little tougher than others. Anyway, I guess with that, I'm wandering around in circles here. So, I guess I should say a very quick thank you to Arc Games and Heart Machine for reaching out and sponsoring this video. It was very kind of you. It was a ton of fun, and I truly cannot wait to see where this goes. And I should also mention that Hyperlight Breaker is available now in early access on Steam, so if you do want to pick it up and play it yourselves, just follow the link in the description below. But apart from that, I guess if you like this video in any way, shape, or form, leave me a like. It helps more than you know. And if you want to see more rad new games every single day, then hit subscribe, because I got tons to check out and show off. But for now, thank you all so much for watching. I'll see you next time. Oh, there's a whole city there. It looks a little scuffed. Maybe people don't live there. Neat detail, though. Big sword.